Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make an earring today to match this little earring I've already made here. And I'm going to use some of the beads that came in my most recent Adornable Elements Rotating Beads of the Month Club. This month I got the Miyuki 11.0 Delicas. And I'm also using some ear wires that I have gotten in their Findings companion packs over the last few months. With them, and I've got a couple of other pairs of earrings that I've made here too that I'm going to show you. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video I did for this subscription in case you want to watch it, where I go over everything that came in the box. I have a coupon code, it's Teresa10, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for this subscription if you're interested. The coupon will save you 10% off the first month of whatever club or clubs you decide to sign up for. And if you decide to sign up for the Rotating Beads of the Month Club, which is the one that I get, they'll put you on the same rotation that I'm on, which means you'll get the same collection of beads that I do every month. So these are Peyote 3D hexagons. And there's all kinds of neat shapes that you can make with peyote stitch. A lot of neat 3D shapes that you can make with peyote stitch. And I've wanted to do a video making some of these shapes for a while, but I've been worried that it would be hard for y'all to see what I was doing, because it can be difficult, because you make one side and then you build up the other side, and then you zip it together. And it just seemed like it was going to be hard for y'all to see what I was doing. But I'm going to try to do it today and see how it works out, and see if y'all are able to see what I'm doing or not. I'm going to try, I made this pair, using the metallic blue iris 11.0s. And then in the corners of my hexagon here, I've got the light tan silk satin beads. And then I put them on these, they were called fancy ear wires, fishhook ear wires that came in one of my companion packs. And then these I made with metallic earth batik gold iris. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's what I'm going to say, because I don't know if that's what I was saying. But the ones I thought were so pretty when I did the unboxing. And then out in the corners I used the same light tan silk satin beads. And it looks like I have got a little silver, I've let a little silver Delica sneak in there. I did not notice that till just now. I guess I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to have to take this one apart and do it over, probably. But these are the metallic earth batik gold iris and the light tan silk satin beads in the corners there. And then I put them on the same fancy fishhook ear wires that came in one of my Findings companion packs. The one I'm going to do today, I decided to try to, in order to try to make it easier to see what I'm doing, I made it two different colors on each side. I made one side of it with this opaque cyan blue that came in the box, and the other side is the metallic earth batik gold iris, like is in these other earrings. And then in the corners I have the same light tan silk satin beads. And I've got this on one of the fishhook ear wires that came in one of my other companion packs. I just love these companion packs, y'all. I just really love them. It's got a little flower on it there. And that's what I'm going to use for the other one I'm going to make. I just thought that it might be easier because it's kind of hard to see. Because like I said, you build up one side, or you make one side and then you build the other side and lay it against the first side and zip it up. And I thought if I used a contrasting color on the other side that it might be easier to see what I'm doing instead of using the same color all the way through. So I'm going to give this a shot and see if y'all can see what I'm doing. So I've got my metallic earth batik gold iris beads, my opaque cyan blue, my light tan silk satin. I'll have to make sure there's not a silver 11 silver Delica hiding in there somewhere. I need to zoom back out here now. And one of these same ear wires with the flower on it. And I've got a wire guard in there. I think this is a size 11 beading needle. I get my needles mixed up all the time, so it's either an 11 or a 12. You could use either one. You might even could use a 10 because I'm not going to be going through these beads a whole lot. Just, when I sew the thread in at the end, I'll be going through a few of them multiple times, but an 11 or 12 would work, and probably even a 10 would work. I'm using my 6-pound fire line in crystal, and it doesn't really matter about the color because this is such a tightly woven stitch that you're not really going to be able to see the color of the thread. Some of these I used the smoke color, and some of them I used the crystal. I'm going to use the crystal because I just have more of it than I do the smoke. I use so much of the smoke, it's hard for me to keep it. I'm running low on it. And I have a lot more of the crystal than I do the smoke because I don't use it that much. I definitely would not use anything heavier than a 6-pound though, because when you get ready to build your second side and lay it against the first side and zip it together, if you use a very heavy thread, it's hard to do that. So I definitely wouldn't use anything heavier than a 6-pound fire line. I'll be using my flat nose pliers to flatten the thread so that I can get it through the eye of the needle, and my scissors to cut my fire line, and my thread burner to burn my threads down. And of course I'll use my chain nose pliers when I put my ear wire on. And I think that's everything. And I'll try to put links to everything I can find links for in the description box below, everything that didn't come in the box. So hold on, I'll get some of this out of the way, and I'm going to switch my bead mat for a different color because it's really hard to see these are just almost clear, these light tan silk satin, and they're just so pretty, and they're just, I don't know why they're so pretty to me because they don't have any color to them, but they just seem to be so pretty to me. But it's really hard to see them against this mat, so I'm going to get a different color mat and put it down here and get some of this out of the way, and then I'll be back. Okay, I've got my beads out here now. I'm starting with my blue beads and my, I'm going to call these white beads. I don't know how much easier it is to see these against this other mat I've laid down here. It's a little bit easier for me to see them. I've got my needle threaded, and I'm leaving about a 6 or 7 inch tail here, enough to put a needle on and sew my tail in. I'm going to measure again when I do this. I've been trying to measure, and I think it takes about 3.5 feet of thread per earring to do this, but I'm going to measure again here and make sure so I can tell you for sure. So I've got one of my white Delicas, 3 of my blue Delicas, and I've done that 6 times for all 6 sides of my hexagon I'm going to make. So I've gotten a white Delica, 3 blue, a white Delica, 3 blue, and I've done that 6 times. So I'm going to zoom in just a whole lot here in order for hopefully y'all to be able to see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to go back through several of these beads again. Doesn't really matter, I just want to get through a few of them so I can kind of try to tighten up my circle here. I tried tying a knot when I started doing this, and it just didn't work out for me. I kept getting my knot tangled around my whole entire little circle here, so I'm not going to tie a knot, but you can if you want to. And I'll be having to, in this first round, I'll have to tighten my stop bead down quite a bit to get my beads to lay against each other like I want them to. Now I'm going to come back out of one of my blue beads past my white bead. And now I'm just going to do some peyote. I'm going to tighten my stop bead down again here. I'm going to pick up a blue bead. I'm going to skip the next blue bead and go into the blue bead after that one. Pull my thread through. That's going to set that bead next to the bead I skipped, and I'm going to tighten down my stop bead again so it'll sit there better. Makes kind of a little cross there. Now I'm to my white bead now. So here I'm going to pick up 2 of my white beads. And I'm going to skip over that white bead and go into the next blue bead. Pull my thread through. And I'm going to make that sit over those kind of at a little, they're kind of tilted like a herringbone stitch. That's the way those are going to sit. Now I'm coming out of this blue Delica. I'm going to pick up another blue Delica. Skip the next blue Delica and go into the next blue Delica. That makes another little cross there. I think one more tighten down of my stop bead will do, and I won't have to do that anymore. So I've got another kind of little cross there. Now I'm back to my white bead, so I'm going to pick up 2 white beads. And I'm going to skip that white bead and go into that next blue bead. Just make sure those, sometimes the thread gets twisted and you have to pull them out and pull them back down. But just make sure they lay like that. Now I'm coming out of that blue bead. I'm going to pick up another blue bead. Skip the next blue bead and go into the blue bead after that. Make that little cross there. Now I'm back to my, push this down one more time. I lied. I'm going to push this down one more time. Now I'm back to my white bead, so I'm going to pick up 2 more white beads. Skip that next white bead and go into the next blue bead. Just make sure those, like I said, sometimes you have to pull it out to get them to, and pull it back down again. Get them to lay like you want them to. They don't have to be laying perfect because we'll straighten them up in the next round. So I'm going to do that all the way around until I get back over here to where my step up is going to be. And when I get there, I'll come back and we'll do the step up. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back around here and I'm ready to do my step up. And I'm coming out of this blue bead before this white bead. So I'm going to pick up 2 of my white beads. I'm going to go into that blue bead after the white bead, and I'm going to go on up into that blue bead on the diagonal, which is the first bead I put on in this round, and that's going to be my step up. So just like that. Make sure my white beads lay the way I want them to. Now the hardest part about circular peyote is seeing where your step up is. That can be hard. So if you want to, an easy way to know where your step up is if you know how many beads you're going to be using around the next round, you can count them out and put them in a little pile away from your other beads. And then when you get to your last bead, you'll know that you're at your step up. So I'm going to tell you what my count is going to be for each of these rounds. So if you want to lay out your beads and help it in, maybe it'll help you know where the step up is. This next round, I'm going to be picking up 6 of my white beads and 12 of my blue beads. So if you want to get out 6 of your white beads and 12 of your blue beads and lay them in a little pile, and you know, that might help you with the step up. So I'm coming out of this blue bead here. I'm going to pick up a blue bead. I'm going to skip the blue bead that's down in there. And I'm going to go in that first white bead. Just make sure your bead pops in there and between those beads. Now I'm at my white beads, my 2 white beads. I'm going to pick up 1 white bead and go into the next white bead. And be real careful. See, like my thread went through that blue bead. I don't want to do that. I want to just go through the white bead. It's really easy to let your thread sneak into the next bead and you don't pay attention to it, and then you get all the way around, and then you see you've messed up and you have to take it up all apart. And I know that because I've done that a bunch of times. So I'm going to pull that through there and make sure that white bead pops in between those 2 white beads. Now I'm going to pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking up blue bead, pick up another blue bead, go into that first white bead in the corner, pick up, now I'm at the white bead, so I pick up 1 white bead, go into the next white bead, now I'm going to pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking up blue bead, pick up another blue bead, go into the next white bead in the corner, I'm going to pick up 1 white bead and go into the next white bead. Make sure my white bead pops in there like it's supposed to. You don't want to pull real hard because Delicas have real sharp edges, and if you pull real hard you can break your thread. Ask me how I know. But you just want to make sure that they pop in there like they're supposed to. So I'm going to go do this all the way around until I get back to my step up, and when I get to my step up I'll be back. Okay, I'm around to my step up now, so I'm going to pick up 1 more blue bead. And if you laid out your beads in little piles, you should have 1 blue bead left. I'm coming out of this white bead here. I'm going to skip that blue bead that's down in there and go into the next blue bead, and then the blue bead on the diagonal, which is the first one I put on in this round. And that's my step up. Now for this next round, I'm going to be putting in all blue beads. So whatever your main color is, it's going to be all that color, and I'm going to be doing, there's going to be 18 of them. I'm going to be putting in 18 blue beads. So I'm just going to pick up a blue bead, go into that sticking out white bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking out blue bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking out blue bead, pick up a blue bead, get it to get on my needle there, go into that sticking out white bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking up blue bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking out blue bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking up white bead. I'm just going to do that all the way around until I get around to the other side, and then I'll come back and we'll do the step up. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back around here where I'm going to do my step up, and see, you can see where the step up is because there's a big gap there. And like all these other sides have 3 sticking out blue beads, and this one doesn't. But when I put this last blue bead in here, it's going to. So I'm going to pick up a blue bead, coming out of this blue bead here, I'm going to skip that blue bead that's down in there and go into the next blue bead and the one on the diagonal. It's going to be my step up, and that puts 3 blue beads there just like it's in all these other sides. Now this round I'm going to be doing 12 of my white beads and 12 of my blue beads. So I'm coming out of this blue bead here where my white bead is next, so I'm going to pick up 2 white beads, skip that white bead and go into the next blue bead. And I'm going to make them, pull them out and make them lay the way I want them to. Now I pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking out blue bead, pick up another blue bead, go into the next sticking out blue bead, and then when I get to my white bead, I'm going to pick up 2 white beads. And I'm going to go into the next sticking out blue bead. Make sure they're laying there like I want them to now. Pick up a blue bead, go into the next blue bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the next blue bead, sticking up blue bead. Now I'm to my white bead again, so I'm pick up 2 white beads, skip that white bead and go into that sticking out blue bead. So I'm going to do that all the way around until I get over here to my step up, and when I do get, I'll come back and do the step up with you all, so I'll be back. Okay, I'm back around here and ready to do my step up. And I can tell because there's a little gap there, and all these other sides have 2 sticking out blue beads and this one doesn't. So I'm going to pick up a blue bead. I'm going to skip that. I'm coming out of this blue bead here. I'm going to skip that blue bead down in there and go on the next blue bead and up into that white bead on the diagonal. That's my step up. Now we only have one more row to go until we start making our second side. And for this row, I'm going to be using 6 white beads and 18 blue beads. So I'm coming out between my white beads here. So I'm going to pick up 1 white bead, and I'm going to put it in between those 2 white beads. Make sure it pops in between those 2 white beads. Now I'm going to pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking out blue bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the next sticking out blue bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the first white bead there in the corner. Now I'm going to pick up a white bead, 1 white bead, and I'm going to go into the next white bead. And sometimes you have to pull it out and make sure it pops in there between those 2 white beads. Pick up another blue bead, go into the next blue bead, pick up a blue bead, go into the next blue bead, sticking up blue bead, pick up a blue bead, go into that first white bead in the corner. I'm going to pick up a white bead, go into the next white bead, make sure it pops in there. I'm going to do that all the way around, and when I get to the other side, I'll be back. Okay, I'm all the way back around here now, and I'm ready to do my step up. And I know because there's a little gap there, and I've got 3 sticking out blue beads on all of these sides except this one. So I'm going to pick up my last blue bead, and I'm coming out of this blue bead. I'm going to skip that blue bead down in there and go into that white bead and the white bead on the diagonal. Make sure that pops in there the way I want it to. So now I'm done with this side. So I need to sew till I get down here to my center. So I'm just going to sew on the diagonal. It doesn't matter which bead you go through to get there. Just you need to make sure you're either sewing on the diagonal like that, or you could go into this bead like right here next to the blue bead I'm coming out of. Just make sure you're not showing any thread. And I'm gonna sew until I'm coming out one of my sticking out blue beads down here. And I forgot to say, during one of those rounds I put a needle on my tail thread and sewed it in to get it out of the way. So now I'm going to use my gold iris beads here. I think that's what they were called, to do this second side. So I'm going to be putting one of these gold beads in between all the beads down here. And they're going to be 12 gold beads in all that I'm going to put in. So I'm going to pick up a gold bead, gold iris bead. Coming out of this blue bead, I'm going to go into this white bead that's sticking out. I'll pick up another gold bead. It's going to be all gold beads this first round. I'm going to go into that sticking out blue bead. Pick up a gold bead. Go into that sticking out white bead. Make sure they pop in there like that. And it's one of the problems with doing this second side is it's real easy for your thread to get, as you're going, it'll get caught around sometimes. You just have to be careful that it doesn't get caught around your piece. Now pick up another gold bead, go into that blue bead that's sticking up there. Pick up another gold bead, go into the white bead that's sticking out there. Make sure they pop in there. Now I'm going to do that all the way around until I get to the other side, and I'll come back and we'll do the step up. Okay, I've got all the way back around here, and I just have one more to put in. And see if I can get it tilted so y'all can see it there. I've got one more to put in. So I'm coming out of this white bead here. I'm going to go in, I'm going to skip that. See, yeah, I'm coming out of this white bead. I'm going to skip that blue bead down in there, go into the next blue bead, and the gold bead on the diagonal, which is the first one I put on in this round. And that's my step up. And see, there it's trying to get tangled around my piece. You got to be careful with that. Now this is going to be easier to see the more rows I get in, because it's going to start laying down against this first side I've made. So this next side, I'm going to be putting in 12 white beads and 6 of my gold beads. So I'm coming out of this gold bead right before my white bead here. I'll pick up 2 white beads. I'm going to the next sticking out gold bead. And just like that first side, I want to make sure my white beads lay the way I want them to. And see, as I pull it, it's going to start laying against the side I've already made there. But you don't want to pull it too hard. Now I'm going to pick up a gold bead, go into the next sticking out gold bead. Now I'm back to my corner, so I'm going to pick up 2 white beads. Go into the next sticking out gold bead. Pull out, make it lay in there the way I want it to. Now pick up a gold bead. Go into the next sticking out gold bead. Don't get caught around it. Now I'm back to my corner, so I'm pick up 2 white beads. Go into the next sticking out gold bead. Make sure it lays the way I want it. Now I'm going to do that all the way around, and when I get back to my step up, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back around here, and I'm ready to do my step up. And see, each of my little sides has 1 sticking out gold bead, except for this one. So I'm going to pick up a gold bead. I'm going to skip that blue bead that's down in there. I'm coming out of this gold bead after my 2 white beads here. I'm going to skip that blue bead down in there and go into the gold bead after it. I'm going to go up into that first white bead on the diagonal. And that makes me have 1 gold bead sticking out on that side like all the rest of them. Now this side I'm going to be doing 6 white beads and 12 gold beads. So I'm going to pick up a white bead. I'm coming out of this first white bead. I'm going to go into the next one. Make sure it pops in there like I want it to. Now I pick up a gold bead, go into the next gold bead, sticking out. Pick up another gold bead, go into that white bead there at the corner. Make my bead pop in there the way I need to. Now I'm at the corner, so I'm going to pick up a white bead, go into the next white bead. I'm going to pick up a gold bead, go into the next sticking out gold bead. Pick up another gold bead, go into the next sticking out gold bead. Now go into the next, the white bead there in the corner. I'm going to pick up 1 white bead because I'm at my corner here. I'm going to go into the next white bead. I'm going to pull it out and make sure that white bead pops in between the 2 that are in there. There we go. Now I'm going to do that all the way around, and when I get to my step up, I'll be back. Okay, I'm all the way around here, and I'm ready to do my step up. And I know that because all my little sides have 2 sticking out gold beads, except for this one. So I'm going to pick up one of my gold beads. Coming out of this gold bead, I'm going to skip that gold bead down in there, go into the next white bead. And up into the one on the diagonal. That's my step up. Now this row is going to be all gold beads, and there's going to be 18 gold beads. So I'm going to pick up a gold bead. Coming out of this white bead here at the tip, I'm going to go into that sticking out gold bead. Pick up another gold bead. Go into the next sticking out gold bead. Pick up another gold bead. Go into that white bead at the tip there. Pick up another gold bead. Go into the next sticking out gold bead. Pick up another gold bead. Go into the next sticking out gold bead. Pick up another gold bead. Go into that white bead at the tip. So I'm just going to do that all the way back around until I'm ready to step up, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm all the way around now, and I'm ready to do my step up. And I know that because I have 3 sticking up gold beads on all my sides, except for this one. So I'm coming out of this gold bead here. I'm going to go into that white bead that's sticking up there at the tip. And then I'm going to go on up into that gold bead on the diagonal. That's going to be my step up. Now we just have one more round until we're ready to zip it up. So this round I'm going to have 12 white beads and 12 gold beads. So I'm coming out of this gold bead. I'm going to pick up a gold bead, go into the next sticking out gold bead, pick up another gold bead, go into the next sticking out gold bead. Now I'm at my corner. When I'm at my corner, I'm going to pick up 2 white beads and go into the next sticking out gold bead. Now I'm going to pick up a gold bead, go into the next sticking out gold bead, pick up a gold bead, go into the next sticking out gold bead. Now I'm at my corner, so I'm going to pick up 2 white beads, go into the next sticking out gold bead. So I'm going to do that all the way around, putting in gold beads, except when I get to my corners, I'm going to put 2 white beads. And when I get all the way back around, we'll be ready to zip it together. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm all the way back around here now. And I just have 2 more white beads to put in this corner here to have my row complete. So I'm coming out of this gold bead here. I'm going to skip that white bead, go into the next gold bead, and the gold bead on the diagonal. Make my white beads sit in there the way I want them to. So that's that side done. We're all done. Now we're going to zip it up. This is really easy. All you got to do, I'm coming out of this gold bead here. I'm just going to go back and forth. I'm going to go over here into this blue bead, over here into this gold bead, over here into this blue bead, just going back and forth, zipping it together like a zipper. I'm going to go over here into this first white bead on this side. I'm going to go over here into this white bead at the tip on this side. Go over here into this second white bead over here on this side. Go over here into this blue bead. Go over here into this gold bead, so you're always just going back and forth. Go over here into this blue bead. Go over here into this white bead. Gold bead. over here into this blue bead, over here into this first white bead, over here into this white bead at the tip over here, over here into this second white bead, over here into this blue bead, over here into this gold bead, and I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around until I get it zipped up. You just look every now and then and see, you know, where it's not zipped up, and you'll know when you're done. I'll be done when I get here. So when I come back, we'll be ready to put the ear wire, or the wire guardian on. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got it all zipped up now. Now I'm going to put my wire guardian on, and I'm coming out one of these white beads at the very tip here. And I'm going to pick up a light Delica and my wire guardian. I go back down the other channel of my wire guardian. Hold my finger over it so the thread lands in the channel. Pick up another white Delica. And I started coming out this side of this white Delica. I'm going to go in the other side of it. Now I'm going to go back around that again. I'm going to go back up this white Delica, back into the wire guardian, down the other channel of the wire guardian, and back into the Delica on that side. Hold my finger over it. I'll go back into this Delica that I'm connecting to here. I'm going to go around that again. Go back up the Delica and the wire guardian, down the other channel of the wire guardian, and back into the Delica. Hold my finger over it. Back into this connecting Delica. And now I'm just going to sew down through here on the diagonal. And crisscross my thread a few times. I'm coming out of that blue bead. I'm going to go up into the one next to it. And then back down into the one I just came out of to crisscross my thread. And I'm just going to go down through here and do that several times until I get my thread crisscrossed enough that I know it's not going to come out. And then I'm going to cut it off and we'll be done and put the ear wire on. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm all done now. I just need to put my ear wire on. So I'm going to open my ear wire. And I want to make this blue side my front. And then I'm just going to close my ear wire back. Make sure to get it closed back really well. So there's my little earring to match the earring I already had made. So hold on, I'll get them all out here again and we'll look at them all again. I'll be back. Okay, there are all of my earrings made with some of the Miyuki 11.0 Delicas that I got this month in my Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club. I hope you all were able to see what I was doing. I really love this subscription, especially the rotating club, because you get a different club every month. And it just is a lot of fun, and I just really love their Findings companion packs and their Crystal companion packs. They're just a really great way to build up your stash of really high quality findings and high quality crystals. And like I said, if you're not subscribed to any of the clubs and you decide you want to be, that coupon code will save you 10% off the first month of whatever club or clubs you decide to sign up for. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook and my Instagram and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.